There was once a powerful king, rich beyond imagination, respected across kingdoms, and feared by his enemies. But there was one creature he loved more than anything or anyone else: his dog. Not just any dog, this was his royal companion, his shadow, his pride. While his ministers attended court sessions, and his subjects lined up with pleas and problems, the king would often be found sitting on his throne, stroking his dog's ears, laughing at its little antics. People in the kingdom would joke, "We would rather be the king's dog than one of his people. At least then we'd be fed, loved, and carried around like royalty." Wherever the king went, the dog followed. Into war rooms, political meetings, even formal parades. No one questioned it. That dog had a place no one else could earn. One day, the king planned a voyage to visit a distant kingdom across the sea. A grand ship was prepared. On board were soldiers, advisors, ministers, and a few important travelers. And of course, the king's loyal dog. It was the dog's first time at sea. At first, it sat close to the king, tail wagging, eyes full of trust. But as the ship left the shore and the waves began to rock the boat, the dog grew anxious. The calm sea wasn't so calm for him. He began pacing, then jumping, then panicking. He ran from side to side, slipping, yelping, colliding into passengers. His nails scraped the wooden deck, his tail knocked over food. Everyone grew tense. "What is this madness?" murmured some. "Why did the king bring this dog here?" whispered others. But the king at first smiled. "He's just playful," he said. "Let him be." Minutes passed. The dog's restlessness didn't stop. It worsened. He slipped dangerously close to the edge. The ship rocked harder. People grabbed onto railings. Fear crept in. This wasn't cute anymore. This was chaos. Even the king grew anxious. His ministers shot nervous glances. No one dared say a word except one man. A quiet philosopher, seated among the passengers, stood up and walked to the king. "Your Majesty," he said respectfully, "I must speak, not just for myself, but for everyone aboard. Your dog, your beloved friend, is putting us all at risk. Something must be done." The king hesitated. His eyes filled with conflict. "I understand," he finally said. "Do what you think is right." The philosopher nodded. He signaled two others. Together, the three of them gently but firmly grabbed the dog and tossed him overboard. Gasps filled the air. The king stood up in shock. The passengers froze. But what happened next stunned everyone. The dog didn't drown. He thrashed in panic, then instinctively swam toward the boat, yelping for help. He clung to the side of the ship, struggling, terrified. After a short while, the philosopher calmly said, "Now, pull him back." They lifted the soaking, shivering dog onto the deck. This time, the royal dog didn't pace, didn't bark, didn't run. He quietly walked to a corner, curled up, silent. The king, confused and moved, asked the philosopher, "What just happened?" "My wild dog has turned into a silent monk." The philosopher smiled. "Your Majesty, until we feel discomfort ourselves, we do not understand the discomfort of others. The dog didn't know the meaning of danger until he tasted it. Now, he knows what fear is and what peace feels like." That moment held a mirror not just for the king, but for all of us. How often do we judge someone else's chaos, someone else's behavior, without understanding their fear, their pain, or what they've been through? It's easy to say, "He could have done better. She should have tried harder." But life isn't a commentary box. Unless you've stood where they've stood, felt what they felt, you don't know the whole story. Before you speak about someone else's failures, ask yourself, have I ever faced that storm? Would I have done any better? This story isn't just about a king or a dog, it's about us. How quick we are to judge, how slow we are to understand, and how rarely we pause to reflect on our own behavior. So next time you're about to criticize someone, take a breath, look within, and remember, empathy is born not in comfort, but in struggle. This is Motivated Soul. If this story made you think differently, even for a moment, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more powerful stories every week.